We got Bill.
Hello.
How you doing, Bill?
Today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh, okay.
I'll go ahead. Moral judgment. Talk about scales of relativity. First of all, human beings throughout history have been immoral. If you observe a history of wars and tribal wars to global wars, etc. Who is to say that sheep are not more moral than human beings? You don't see sheep going around killing each other and stealing from each other, etc. It's just the whole thing with religion or gods is all relative to that group of people.
Or specific to that group of people, yeah. I think you could maybe say sheeps are more moral than us, but given that argument, I think you could say that rocks are more moral than us. They don't go around killing each other either. There's something about being not just alive, but sentient as well, in order to place any kind of moral valuation on what some creature's done.
Yeah, and there's a difference between instinctive behavior and highly organized social behavior. Highly organized social behavior requires some social rules to be in place. Right. And some people have pointed to insects that have very ordered social communities, like ants, for example. But there's a huge difference between instinctive behavior and conscious, intentional behavior, and that's really what we're talking about here. I don't know what sheep would have, what use sheep would have for moral behavior.
Yeah, Bill, there was a noise with the phone. If you can hear us on the TV, I apologize. We had to cut you off there. We were getting some kind of tone and crackling, which may have had something to do with why it was so difficult to hear us. But we do appreciate the call. Yeah, I don't know that I could evaluate sheep or cows or elephants or anything else as being more moral than humans. But he's right to point out that humans have been immoral throughout our history, but that's only if you judge them based on the moral understanding that we have now. Yeah. And my personal point of view is because people say, well, you don't have any absolute morals, it's all relative. My view is one that I think Dennis LeBay helped kind of formulate, which is the idea that for any given situation, and we'll just go ahead and admit right off the bat that everything is situational, that you have to consider everything in context. But for a given situation, that there's a finite possibility of actions to take, which means that some of them are going to be better than others. Some of them may be tied. Mm-hmm. But somewhere out there, in a particular situation, there is an action which best meets the goals and principles that we've set up. Mm-hmm. And that's what I would say is the closest thing to an absolute morality. And I think what I'd like to think is that over the course of human history, we have been gradually progressing mostly towards that. We've taken some steps back in areas on occasion, but I think, and I don't think we'll ever get there. I don't want to oversimplify this to the, if we just keep working, we'll finally get to the best moral system we could ever have. I don't think that's the case, but to constantly strive for better, I think is the goal, and hopefully we're mostly doing that. Yes. We've got